So let's dive down a little deeper into traffic. On the next slide on the left, there is a drill down to traffic that came directly to the site. Notice that the same type of metrics appear on all the reports. On the right is a drill down of people who came to your site from referral sites. This report is great for finding out who is sending you traffic, some of whom you may not even know about. So you can visit the referring pages and see why they're sending traffic your way. Maybe it was a blogger who mentioned your product. Maybe it was a site featuring a companion product. And if that's the case, then maybe you can look for an opportunity to set up some kind of marketing relationship with them. So looking at data on this screen, the blogs.travelus.com, perhaps they mentioned you in their site. Maybe you want to set up some kind of relationship with them where they mention you and you mention them. California.com, they sent you a number of people that, looked at a few pages and spent decent amount of time. Maybe you want to consider putting an ad on that site. Those are just a couple of opportunities and types of things that you can find on this type of report. Moving on to top landing pages. The top landing pages report tells you how many people are entering on each page of your site. Remember, people don't always have to enter through your homepage, right? Maybe from a campaign, they're going to come in through a campaign page, or maybe there's a link somewhere, maybe either from Google search or from a blog or something that may take them to an internal page. So this tells you what pages that people come to first on your site. And again, what you really want to look at here is the bounce rate column. So the bounce rate column tells you, again, how engaging these pages are. These pages have a high bounce rates, so that means people didn't get what they expected. If any of your top 10 landing pages has a really high bounce rate, it needs to be fixed. Either you need to have more compelling content, possibly you should look at navigation. Perhaps people couldn't find where they needed to go, so they didn't go anywhere else. Or maybe those pages need a stronger call to action, right? Get them to go do something. And by fixing things like this on your pages, visitors are more likely to buy or convert. If you are selling things directly off your website, there's an e-commerce report that is useful. Conversion rate talks about the rate at which people buy. So of all the sessions opened by your site or visitors that came to your site, 1.45% of them made a purchase. The number of transactions on your site should be a kind of obvious number, as is revenue, right? That's the amount of money you made for the month of August from your site. Average order value is, per transaction. The average amount of money spent. And then finally, unique purchases. That is the number of products sold for this time frame. And while I don't have pictures of these reports, you can actually take reports like this and then drill down by geography or by traffic referral source. You could tell that, say, maybe people coming from website A, maybe their conversion rate was 0.5%, but people coming from website B, their conversion rate was 5.2%. And now you can have an idea that you should invest more time and money into website B, for example. The average order value report can help you understand a key performance trend. Notice how it lists everything by day. So if you had a big sale or big promotion, you could see how that influenced orders. Visits to purchase shows how long it takes for people to purchase on your site, how many times they need to visit your site before they make a purchase. If this number goes up, you perhaps need to tweak your content on the benefits of your product. The final topic for today is conversion goals. These are a great way to see if your site is really working for you. The goal of most sites is to turn someone into a customer. So for e-commerce sites, it's easy to track if someone becomes a customer, right? They buy something. For non-e-commerce sites, it's a little more tricky, right? There's nothing to buy. But usually there are activities that are predictors of becoming a customer, right? Like maybe a newsletter registration, or signing up for a Facebook page, or a demo request, or maybe they downloaded some literature, or maybe they signed up for emails, something along those lines. So what you can do with Google Analytics is for any one of those actions, right? Demo request. You can set that up as a conversion. So when people request a demo, that gets tracked, almost like a purchase would get tracked. And then the goals add a new dimension to earlier trends. So say you were looking at referring traffic sources. So not only can you look at what referring sites drove the most traffic, but what sites drove the most traffic that converted, right? So which sites drove the most traffic where people then signed up to be on your email list. So it's a great way to see not only what traffic you have, but with the added dimension of goals, you can see which traffic is most likely to become a customer, and then you can focus your marketing dollars and efforts appropriately. That's all I have for you today. We will be discussing analytics with regards to advertising and pay-per-click campaigns, as well as other web and social media tactics. I just wanted to give you an introduction. I usually feel like this is enough to get people started, and then they start to glaze over. So take this in. We will be getting more into depth with other parts later. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks.